guys, hello and welcome to this Shop My Stash video. You guys are probably looking at this table full of makeup and thinking, what is this madness? But I'm trying to film this a little bit differently than I filmed my last Shop My Stash so that it's not as chaotic and cluttered, and hoping that it makes a little bit more sense. So I have stuff kind of divided right now, and this is all the stuff that was in this last month for Shop My Stash, plus a few items that like sneak their way in. So I'm gonna go through all the stuff that I had in last month's Shop My Stash rotation and kind of figure out what I'm going to keep in this month's rotation and what I'm going to put away for a little bit. After that, I'm going to take you guys shopping through my stash and the rest of my makeup collection to fill up these two makeup containers to be my everyday makeup basket, if you will, for the next month or so. The first person I saw do these Shop My Stashes was Lisa Stevens, so I'll have her channel linked down below, but I know a lot of people do them now. So please leave your feedback on how you feel about the way I do this, and let me know if you have any feedback to make it better and things like that, because I know it's a little bit chaotic. To begin with, we're going to start with primers, which I have, I don't know what I was thinking. I mixed my foundations and primers. Okay, we're going to go like this. Okay, so this is what I had in last month's primer rotation. These three over here kind of snuck their way in at the end after the Sephora Customer Appreciation Sale / 21 Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. So to start, I know I'm going to keep in my Too Faced Hangover RX. I just picked this up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I've really enjoyed it so far. It's a really nice hydrating primer. Really like it, and I'm going to need all the hydration I can get as it cools down even more and more in these fall months. I'm also going to keep in this YSL Touche Clot primer that I picked up during the Sephora Customer Appreciation. This sort of just like made its way into my basket, and I haven't decided whether or not I like it. It was so expensive, and I just currently don't feel like it does a whole heck of a lot, especially for the price tag. So I'm going to keep this in, use it a few more times, and decide whether or not I truly want it. And if I don't, then you can bet I'm going to be returning this, because I don't want to waste my money on stuff that I think is a waste of money. I also recently just pulled this out. This is the Kors Wild Rose Smoothie Priming Moisturizer, and this is just a little travel sample size. I want to use this up, so I'm going to keep this guy going as well. The Farsali Unicorn Essence Mini, I haven't really tried this enough to grasp an opinion on it, so I think I'm going to keep this in so I can kind of get an opinion on it as well. And then I'm also just going to keep working away at my Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer Mini. I have about half more of this left, so I kind of just want to finish this off if I can, so I'm going to keep both of these in. And then I'm going to put back my Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, the pore minimizing one, as well as my Becca Backlight priming filter. Just don't feel like I need this much of a glow as we move into the fall months. So those are going to be my primers. Now moving into foundation. A ton of foundation has gotten added in as I don't know. This isn't what we used to have. We started with a lot smaller last month. Anyway, I know right away I'm going to put back my IT Cosmetics Your Skin Do It Better CC Cream. This is more of a summer foundation for me, so I'm going to put that back. I'm also going to put my, sorry if you can see my arms like reaching in, I'm going to put back my L'Oreal Lumi Cushion, because again, this is more of a summer foundation for me. I'm going to keep both my Laura Geller Filter First Luminous Foundation in, just because I'm still testing this and seeing how I truly feel about this. And then also the NARS Naturally Radiant. I just bought this during the Sephora Customer Appreciation, so still trying to use this and see if I really like it as much as everyone else. This Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless I just added to a project pan, my Roulette project pan, so I'm obviously going to keep this guy in. I'm going to keep in my Naked Skin One and Done just on days that I want less coverage, but I'm going to put back my Stila Tinted Moisturizer for the time being, because I don't need both right now. I'm going to put back my Smashbox Studio Skin Finish, just because this is a little bit darker for me right now and it's not going to match me. And then I've also been testing this number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. I've only worn it like one time, so I'm going to keep this in and keep testing this. I'm going to put back this Maybelline Dream BB moisturizer, BB cream. I've used this a couple times. It's not my favorite. And while it is light to medium coverage, and I probably should keep this in, I'm just going to put this away for a little bit. Oh, okay, down to these two and whether or not I want to keep these in. I'm I've gotten some decent use out of both of them, but I also really enjoy both of them. I'm going to keep my Dior one in because I've gotten less use out of this the last month, so I want to get a little bit more use out of this. But I've gotten a lot of use out of my Essence Fresh and Fit Awake, so I'm going to put this back for a little bit. Alright, you guys, moving on to concealer. I have my Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, which I am going to put back for a little bit just because I don't feel like I'm going to need... No, I'm going to keep this in so I can have a full coverage concealer for this month. I have my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer that I have going in a project pan, so I'm going to keep this in. And then I also have my NARS Potted Concealer. What do they call this? The Soft Matte Complete Concealer that I've been using not that much, but this is also in a project pan, so I'm going to keep this in as well. Alright guys, moving on to bronzer. I have my Butter Bronzer going in a project pan, so I'm going to keep this in. I have my Hoola Bronzer also going in a project pan. I'm going to keep this in. I have my Hoola Quickie Contour Stick currently in a project pan, so I'm going to keep this in. This slipped its way in over the course of the last week or so. This is my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder, I think in shade Light. Yes, I've really been enjoying this, so I'm going to keep this in because I hadn't gotten much use out of it until the last like week or so, and I would like to keep using this. And then I'll put back my number 7 bronzer just because, first of all, 4 bronzers is probably enough for right now, but there might be one more bronzer I want to add in from my collection to kind of rotate and, you know, serve the purpose of this Shop My Stash. Quickly, you guys, I'm going to go through my powders. I had 5 in this rotation, 2 of which kind of slipped their way in. My Sonia Kashuk is almost gone. I'm going to keep this in so I can finish this off. I'm devastated this is discontinued because this is such an amazing under eye powder. I love this. When that is done, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I've used this a couple times and I'm not like the biggest fan of it, so I want to keep using it to see my true thoughts. I just recently picked the Hourglass Veil Mineral up during the Sephora Customer Appreciation, so I want to keep this in and test this some more. I'm going to put back my Hourglass Luminous Light powder. I have gotten a lot of use out of this, and while I would love to keep this in rotation, it's time to give some other powders some love. And then finally, my NYX HD Finishing Powder is in a project right now, so I'm obviously going to keep this in. Alright guys, somehow this is all blush. I don't know how this happened. My Smashbox palette is in a project though. My NARS Little Blush is in a palette. My Makeup Forever project. My Makeup Forever is in a project, and then so many blushes in projects. I think that's it for blushes in projects that are staying in. Okay, this I just recently got, I believe in an Ipsy. This is a Pixie blush in the shade Beach Rose, and I love this for the fall. I love that it's more of like a nude, rosy, just neutral blush. So I'm going to keep this in. I've only gotten to use it a couple times. I'm going to put back this Pixie Aspen Ovard blush. Still not sure how I feel about this, but I'm not going to declutter it yet. Although this is more of a spring-summer shade, so for that reason, putting it off to the side, as well as my Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade Ginger Pop. I had this in because it was more of a summer shade. Time for that to get put away. Another summer shade is this Ciate Summer Love blush. Putting that back. Putting back my NYX Ombre blush in Coral Cove, I think. Strictly Chic. Again, more of a summer shade. Another summer shade blush is Becca Snapdragon that I'll be putting away. I'm going to keep my Wet n Wild Color Icon Ombre brush. This is in the Princess Daiquiris. This is such a beautiful nude neutral blush. Keeping that in for the fall. Then I have my Laura Geller Baked Blush in... not a twist cap, in Pink Buttercream. Mine broke, and this is what I have left of this. I think I'm going to keep... No, I'm going to keep this in. I'm going to keep this in because I do really like this one. Then I have this then I have this Hourglass Ambient Light Blush in Euphoric Exposure. I'm going to put this away for the time being. This is the blush palette number 15 from Natasha Denona, and I'm going to keep this in because I love this for the fall. It's neutral and beautiful. Okay, I zoomed in just a little bit. All right, you guys, we're on to highlights, which is this huge area. Okay, first and foremost, I know I'm going to be putting back 2 of these Fenty highlight duos. They're in like the summer, they're from the summer collection. So I have this one right here, which is in 7-Day Weekend and Poolside, and then I also have this one in Mint Mojito and Sandcastle. I'm gonna put both of these back just because I'm not gonna get use out of them right now. Then I have this one in Lightning Dust and Flower Crystal, which I absolutely love, and I think I'm gonna keep this in. Love this one so much. I had this Essence Moonlighter cushion that I had gotten in some sort of subscription that I was testing, and while I didn't get a ton of use out of this, I'm gonna put this away for the time being. I have this Sleek Makeup quad that I didn't get any use out of, and I know like I need to just force myself to use that. Wow, okay, that's actually really intense. Okay, I'm gonna keep this in. I'm gonna keep that in. I'm also gonna keep in my Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminating Palette. I have really been enjoying this, and I've used it quite a few times, but still want to keep this in and use it. I think it's time to put back my ABH Sun Dipped Glow Kit because this is more of a summertime highlighting palette for me, so we're gonna put that back. This is going in a project right now, and I'm clearly doing such a fabulous job. This is the ColourPop highlighter in the shade Flexitarian, so I'm obviously going to keep this in. Then I have Mary Lou, which I don't know if this was like officially in or if this snuck in over the course of the last month, but I am going to keep this in because I've only used it a couple times and I forgot how much I love my Mary Lou. Okay, so here are my I Love Sarah E Dose of Colors highlighters. And I have used this Bathe color so much. And I know I should put it back. And it pains me to do so. Okay, I'm going to put this one back because I've used this one a ton. But I'm going to keep Soulmate in because I didn't get as much use out of this. But I just love, like, look at the intensity on that highlight. That's insane. These are beautiful. Beautiful highlighters. All right, guys, I have my 2 brow products here that are just always in. This is also in a project. This is my ABH brow powder, and then I have my Essence Make Me Brow. Both are staying in. I have my ColourPop cream gel liners. I'm gonna keep in all 3 of them actually. Stomper, which is a brown, looks like that, and I have like hip pan. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I love this one. Best O, which is this deep purple sort of burgundy shade. Perfect for the fall time. I've used this quite a bit lately. And then I also have really been enjoying this one, which is in the shade Get Paid, because it's just like a nice golden gel liner. Actually, not golden, more like coppery. I have these 2 face palettes in that I'm going to put away. The first is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil palette. I really like this, but this is all cream products, and I don't typically like creams in the fall time, so I'm gonna put this away. Then I have my Becca Après Ski Glow palette. I didn't use this, well, I used this like one time. I'm gonna keep this in actually. I have these random products here. I had this Kat Von D tattoo sample liner. I'm going to keep this in. I have my Stila Glitter and Glow in Kitten Karma, which is in a project. I'm also going to keep this in. I have my Tarte Top Yacht Chrome Paint Pot because I haven't tried this at all, except for swatching. So I'm going to keep this in because I still haven't used it. Remind myself to use it. And then I have this that I was testing. This is like a contour stick that I got in one of my subscription boxes. It's like really pinky. I'm gonna put this away for right now. Alright guys, and then finally for palettes, this Tartelette Tease is in a project. This was in a project, but I just hit pan on a shade, so I'm gonna I know I'll still use this, so I'm gonna keep that in. I have my Love Trust and Fairy Dust palette, which I had been using a lot, and then when I pulled this into my Shop My Stash, I like stopped using it. But this is actually really pretty for the fall too, so I'm gonna keep this in. My Mario Master Palette by Mario, I love, one of my favorite palettes. This is also perfect for the fall. I also kind of want to keep this in. My Festival Palette by BH, my Weekend Festival. It's time to retire this for a little bit. Beautiful for the summer, as you can tell, but as we move into fall, I don't think I can get that many appropriate looks out of this. And then I had my Ciate London Pretty Fun and Fearless palette. It's so dirty. I didn't use this at all, and I keep meaning to use this, but not. So I'm gonna put this away for a little bit. I just don't see myself actually using it. There's so many palettes I want to pull in for the fall time. And maybe I'll pull this in when we get more into like the winter months, but for now we're gonna put this away. Alright guys, so this is what I have so far. As you can tell, I still have room for a ton of other products. I forgot to mention lip products. I kind of just took out what I had last month. Lots of like glosses and bright reds. I just tend to like cycle my lip products quite a bit, which is random because I don't use lip products even that much. I'm going to toss in the few lip products that I have in projects, which are mostly just minis, and then I have like, I don't know, a gloss and a lipstick. Anyway, now I'm going to take you shopping through my makeup stash so we can finish filling this up. Alright guys, so here are the rest of my foundation, or here's the rest of my foundation collection. Now I do already have 6 foundations pulled in for this month's rotation. The only other one I want to pull in for sure is this YSL Touche Éclat foundation, which I also just picked up during the Sephora VIB sale. So I think I like this. So far I've liked it every time I've tried it. So I want to pull this in and just make sure that I do like it so I still can return it if I decide I don't like it. And then I think I may actually also pull in my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Nude. I forgot how much I really do love this foundation when I was going through the other one that I have in a project, but I finished that off. So it's been a little bit since I've used this, and I just remember how much I liked it. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this in, and then we're gonna call it good for foundation. All right guys, so here's my concealer basket, and I feel good with just having the few concealers that I have in there. The only other one, whoops, I know this is already opened, so I don't feel bad, like I'm not opening another one. Oops, I think I'm gonna pull in also the Catrice Liquid Camouflage, only because I've used it just a couple of times and I don't like know my true thoughts on it, so I'd like to pull this in and get a little bit more use out of this. But other than that, I'm gonna call it good for concealer. Okay, so here is my bronzer and powder drawer. I actually feel, like I said when I was going through my bronzers, I don't feel like I need another bronzer. However, lately I've been thinking I really just want to try the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Is that what this is? Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Because so many people talk about this, and I've had this little sample for a while now, but I've just never tried it. So I'm going to pull this in and try this and just see what I think of it this month. And then as far as powders is concerned, again, I don't feel like I need... maybe I'll pull in the Milani Prep Set and Glow powder because I've been wanting to try this. I really want to do like an all Milani, like a best and worst of Milani, because I have a lot of Milani products and a lot that I've tried, but this is one that I've had and just not tried yet. So I'm going to pull this in and give this a shot this month. Alright guys, here's what I've got going on for blush. I feel pretty good with blush overall. I do think I'm going to pull in this Clinique Cheek Pop because I feel like this is more like fall vibes. This is in the shade Fig Pop. I feel like it's coming across brighter on camera, but like in person, it's just like a beautiful, like almost like, I don't know if I want to say like amber rose sort of shade. I think it'd be really pretty for the fall time. So I'm going to pull that in. And then I also really want to pull in a Tarte blush because it's been a minute since I've used it. So I'm going to pull in this Tarte Exposed just because I'm really into like those like neutral blushes right now. And I think that, oh, I also want to pull in Hourglass Mood Exposure because, hello, love this blush. Perfect for fall. But after that, we are going to be good for blush. Alright, so this is my highlighter drawer. Now, okay, so I know I'm wanting to pull in some more like pink toned, what am I thinking? Highlights for the fall time. So I know I'm going to pull in my Dior No. 2, which I freaking love this highlighter. It's so beautiful. I also recently just purchased the Laura Geller Charming Pink highlight, which I think is just beautiful. There it is right there. So I'm going to pull that in as well, but, oh, and maybe, no, I just pulled that in a little bit ago. Don't need a duochromatic. Oh, I also have my Makeup Forever, which I like love but never use. I'm going to pull this in too. This is, I think, in the shade number, I don't know, Pro Light Fusion. I thought this was number 2, but I could be wrong. So those are the 3 other highlighters I'm gonna pull in. All right, you guys, we are looking pretty dang full. So finally, I have my lips that I'm gonna put in here. It was really hard for me to choose because fall is like my favorite season for lip colors. If you guys are interested, I'll leave link down below my top 10 lip picks for the fall. But for right now, I've been obsessed with the Dose of Colors Can You Not lip gloss. This is such a pigmented, beautiful nude lip gloss. I'm obsessed. I'm going with the Kylie Ginger Matte Liquid Lipstick. I also have Kat Von D Lolita, a staple in the fall. I have the Dose of Colors Liquid Lipstick in Brick. Love. I have ColourPop Beeper, which I really like. It's like a brown toned pink. It doesn't look, it dries down so much darker than it looks in the tube. I love this for the fall. I have these 2 NARS Power Matte Lip Pigments, which I love. This purpley pink is in the shade London Calling, and then this like deeper like red burgundy is in Rock With You. And then I have 3 separate studded lip cremes by Kat Von D. The first is Bow and Arrow, which is a beautiful brown nude. Next up is this, which is like a pale pinky brown nude in the shade Ludwig, which I love. And then this beautiful rosewood sort of shade in the actual shade Cathedral. So those are gonna be my lip picks. I'm obviously gonna cycle in other stuff in my collection. I'm not strictly limited to these 2 like makeup acrylic organizers, but these are just things that I really want to focus on over the course of the next month. Let me know, you guys, what products you're excited to use this fall. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so before you go, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.